Oh my goodness. Every time I sit down to make a video, never fails, I walk through my kitchen to grab my faithful Stanley full of my water because that's part of my 75 medium right now is drinking my water. And I get commentary from my children about my look. Okay, well, first of all, they're like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, okay, number one, they're like, what's on your face? And I'm like, the glasses, because I'm going to be 40 on Friday and I need them. Number two, the hat, because who wants to wash their hair every day when it's cold out? Number three, my favorite old ratchet hoodie, I might add, from Paia, Maui, but who doesn't want to go back to Maui and remember that wonderful trip? And then a vest because it's cold. So my outfit is completely functional. And just so you know, if you're 18 and under and you think I'm looking a little ratchet today, don't care. I've got my messy bun and it's just the vibe for today, okay? But the good news is that in 2025, showing up authentic and being yourself and not being perfectly polished every single time is actually gonna work in your favor. Why? Because people want to see real. And so I'm sorry that I don't show up perfectly polished every single time for my live trainings on Thursdays, but I feel like that you guys know me well enough by now to know that I am gonna show up as my best self and I'm gonna do the research. I'm gonna bring you banging good content, and I might be wearing a hoodie, I might be wearing a hat, and I am for sure going to be excited and always have probably a funny story to tell you before we get started. So anyway, today it is Thursday, so excited. Tomorrow is actually my 40th birthday. Couldn't be more excited for it. My boyfriend is taking me on a surprise trip. I don't know where we're going and I cannot wait. I'm really excited. So anyways, today we're going to talk a little bit about the 3 biggest social media strategies to grow, go viral, and convert into sales for 2025. Okay, you guys, we've been preaching on this for quite a while here in this group, and I know that we keep talking and talking and talking, but I really feel like there's such a big shift right now happening in our world, and it's so ever omnipresent on social media right now, and it's this one thing. Attention is the metric. Okay, he who has the attention is going to make the money right now. And so it's not hard. The thing about it is you don't have to have all the attention. You just have to be getting some of the attention, a small piece of it, and you can monetize it like crazy. And let's be honest here. I'm not looking for vanity metrics. I met a girl the other day and she's like, yeah, I've got millions of followers and I just finally started making money on my following. I'm like, you've got 1 million followers and you started making money on that? That's crazy. You should be making millions on 1 million followers. Right? In my mind, that's how it should work, because I make way more a month than I have in followers. I have 7,000 followers on my Facebook and I make way more than that from my social selling between there and Instagram. It's crazy. I actually make more dollars than I do followers between my Instagram and my Facebook combined. Why? Because I know how to leverage it. Okay? So that's what I'm going to teach you here today. So we are going to just really dive in. So 3 things we're going to talk about today if you're taking notes. We're going to talk about leveraging AI to create content, the do's and the don'ts, because this is really important. You want to talk about cringe? Let's talk about slapping some just pre-generated AI content on social media and thinking that you're getting away with something. No, stop that. Number 2, collaborating with niche influencers. Okay, talk a little bit about that because you're trying to become one. You are one, but it's always good to collaborate with them because there is no such thing as competition in 2025. And moving forward, we are all about collaboration over here, okay? Number 3, creating authentic, shareable content. And that's what I preach all the time. If you are new here, welcome to the page. Let me know you're new. Let me know you're watching this, catching the live, catching a replay. As we're going through these, feel free to drop some notes, your takeaways, because that helps more people that are watching when they see your comments come back, even if they're catching it on the replay. Okay, so let's jump in. Number 1, okay, trends for 2025. So I talk about leveraging and scaling all the time because it's really important to be able to leverage and scale your social selling in your online business. Like I just mentioned, I have about 16,000 followers on Instagram. I have 7.6 thousand followers on Facebook, and I have made in dollars way more than that this month already from social selling. And I'm not talking about residual income. I'm talking about money that's just come in for the month of January, brand new sales, okay? So that's important to know. You don't have to have a massive, insanely big following to make really good, insanely big money. It's all on how you build it and how you scale it. Using AI can absolutely help set you apart in a world of content creators and help things go so much faster. But the number one thing that you cannot do when we're talking about AI and creation is simply have AI type you up something and then use all the emojis and all the exclamation points and then also your preface to it. My goodness, please take the preface off of there, right? And I hope this works for what you're looking for your next project. Thank you for letting me help, because AI is so perfectly polite and politically correct, right? Make sure, for the love of all goodness sakes, that you take those things off, okay? First thing about AI. So I love scrolling the feed and I love looking for posts that I know are AI generated because I can spot them at 100 paces. Why? Because they just feel very unauthentic, okay? There are ways where you can leverage AI to make your content better. I'll tell you one of the number one things I do with AI. I am a writer of copy by nature and by trade. I love writing. Writing and words pour out of my soul, okay? It's just who I am. It's one of my God-given talents. But I will tell you what I'm not good at. What I am terrible at is editing, spell checking, and proofing. To the fact that my mother used to text me or call me and be like, oh, look at your post. You've got a couple of spelling mistakes in there. I know you know how to spell these words, but I know you have fast fingers. I'm like, thank you, mother. I do have fast fingers. And I would go fix it. Hate proofreading though. Don't care about it. I know it's important. I don't care to do it. So AI has been huge for me because I can stick something I wrote in there. I'm like, do not change my words. Do not change my thought. Only add properly spelled words and punctuation. You may make suggestions on what I could change to make it flow better, but I have to approve off on that. Do you see how much instruction I just literally gave my AI before I let it touch anything that I did? Why? Because I don't want to ever lose my authentic voice on my content. It's so, so important to me. Okay. But let's say that you struggle with coming up with what to say on your content creation and you are going through our program. You're learning the strategy, right? You're learning about building hooks. You're learning about writing effective payoffs. You're learning about building the content that sells and converts in the DMs, right? Because that's all part of our group coaching, all part of our evergreen program, all part of our content creation workbook, all the things, right? I teach you the strategy to overlay on your content to then have success and to improve your reach, your attention, and then your sales, right? Because that's he who gets the attention makes the sales, right? Right now. Okay. So let's say you're struggling with that. You know some hooks that you want to use. You have some ideas. You just need to dig a little deeper. Well, let me tell you, it's okay to ask for ideas using AI. You just have to make sure that you're going in and you're reading it and that you're thinking about the strategy that you learned, making sure that it fits before you grab it, put it on a post, and publish it, okay? Now, with that said, when you're in the learning bit of it and you're working through the strategy and you're learning, don't be too hard on yourself, right? You are going to have some trials and errors, and I would rather you just do the thing than worry too much about it. But make sure that you at least read it and make sure it sounds authentically like something you would say, okay? So important. A couple of really great tools you can start off with if you're new to AI is you can use ChatGPT for free. Although I will tell you, the paid version is only $20 a month, and it is fantastic. It's got some great features on there that will absolutely blow your mind. Like you can literally upload content that you've written and make it sound like you. Give it your voice, okay? A well-trained ChatGPT is a content creator's best friend, okay? We do teach more about that in our group coaching. I actually give you guys prompts. I help you write things. I help you think through it. I help you tweak them. Because let's be honest, when you can sit down and you have a strategy to actually get something done, you don't have to sit there and think of every word and struggle with writer's block. You're going to get so much further and make so much more progress, which is going to turn to attention, turn into followers, and then turn into sales, which is my goal for you. Okay. So if you're struggling with that, we definitely cover that. If you need some more information on that, say group below, we will get you some information on group coaching. We're actually fixing to dive right into that on our next week's coaching session. Implementation coaching is where it's at, you guys, just so you know. Okay. Okay. So then I also love Canva. That's another really great tool you can use. There's a lot of free features in the free one, but the paid one is really great too if you do want to upgrade. But it's always great to just test something out in the free mode to see if you even like it and if it's going to work for your workflow. Okay. So also I love AI for brainstorming ideas around content to make sure things align and are good with trends. Okay. So you can absolutely use it for brainstorming. That's another really great way to do that. And then of course there's all kinds of really cool tools that automate posts and scheduling across platforms for you that are AI that definitely will help you leverage your time and save you time and your effort. Okay. So my advice here is to start with some free tools like ChatGPT or Canva's AI features. Like I said, the free ones. Test your content ideas and then refine the captions and see how it works, right? Make sure you're applying that viral content strategy that we are teaching in here, right? The hooks, the payoffs, relatability, shareability, repeatability, if you need those. And make sure you're using that strategy, but feel free to play with it and see where you get. Like, if you keep going, you're going to hit it and land on something eventually. Okay. So why this is important. People that are in these niches, micro influencers, nano influencers, already have this skill and they're using it. And so if you want to stay up on trends and to be able to be seen and get the attention in today's market, you do need to be able to learn to use some of these tools, because people are not doing anything by themselves anymore. Everybody is leveraging tools right now. So it's really important that you know how to do that too. Okay. Okay. So number 2, let's talk about, speaking of influencers and micro influencers, let's talk about collaboration, because like I said, in 2025, it is all about collaboration. We are throwing competition out the window. Bye-bye competition. All about collaboration. You guys, I will tell you, in life, collaboration has gotten me everywhere. Never could I do anything alone that I couldn't do 10 times as good with collaboration, okay? And there's always enough to go around. So if you have a scarcity mindset, number 1, pitch that out the window right now. Get rid of it, because in 2025, it's not going to serve you, okay? And here's why. Here's why this matters. Influencers and people that are getting the attention right now already have the trust of your target audience. Collaborations can expand your reach and increase the conversations that you're wanting to have, right? So how do you go about making it good for them and good for you? Well, I'll tell you, one of the easiest ways you can do this is to reach out to people who have a following that you think would really love your product, your coaching, your whatever it is you sell or you offer. If you're watching somebody on social media that you really respect, now, mind you, I wouldn't go after somebody that's got millions and millions of followers if you've got like 10. If you have somebody that though is in your audience and maybe they're not even like really meaning to, but they just have a great following, maybe somebody you actually know personally, but you think that a well-crafted post would be worth your time and their time on their timeline or on their Instagram or their TikTok, collaborate with them and send them a message and say, hey, I would pay you $150. You guys, people will do this for so cost efficient. If you'll craft and create 2 posts and talk about how you use my product or my coaching. Let me also give you some free samples. Let me give you some free coaching lessons or whatever it is you offer. And then make 2 posts about your experience, drop my link, and it will drive your audience like crazy to your whatever it is you sell. Now, of course, you're going to pay them for their content because that's just etiquette these days. But also, you can offer them, or, you can pay them for their content, or you can offer them an affiliate kickback for every person that comes in to sign up with you to buy your product through that portal on that day with that timestamp. Okay. So that is a really great way right now to collaborate. You see all kinds of collaborations happening like that on social media. Why is that? Because brands know that the consumer trusts the micro and the nano influencer. Why? Because they've taken the time to build that relationship with those people. That's why right now the micro and the nano influencer have so much power. That's why you want to become that person, and it's not hard to do, because you're going to be sought after by people who want to pay you to represent them. Okay. And it's a beautiful thing. And there are so many different ways you can collaborate. If you want help with that collaboration and what that looks like, say collaborate below. I can give you some ideas on how to do that. It's so powerful and it is worth so much right now. Okay. And it will get you everywhere. Referrals and that marketing within other people's networks is so, so, so powerful. Even if you're with a network marketing company and they don't want to sign up with your said company, it's okay. Still offer to do some affiliates, some kickbacks, offer them to throw some content up for you that you would pay for, right? Play with different things, because you guys, in this day and age, you never know when you're going to strike gold. And I promise you, if you keep applying this strategy, you will get somewhere. This is an absolutely very powerful strategy that I have been applying in my business for the last decade, and I've gotten a lot of places with it. When I was in MLM and I was solely in MLM, I would actually contact people and offer them a free product if they would do a post in return for me. And I would give them the conditions and the structures of the post, but it would work like crazy, or I would have them add people to my testimony page. So this is just a more modern, less cringy way to do it right now that works, and that is going to hit with their audience and make you money. Okay, so that's why that matters. Okay, number 3, moving on. Real quick drink. Of course, simple. Creating authentic, shareable content. Okay, going back to it, we have all the great little tricks and tips like AI. We have the tricks like collaboration. But let's just get right back to the meat and potatoes of everything that we do, right? Creating authentic, shareable content. It matters because people will share your content that feels genuine, solves a problem, or sparks that emotion, okay? If any of you do follow me over on Instagram, you know that I am a salty mom of teens, not teen mom. Matters, hashtags matter, okay? Hashtag different story for a different day, but just so you know, I did accidentally one time hashtag teen mom. I'm like, teen mom, I'm 39. I'm not a teen mom. I have teens. And my teens aren't moms, so, you know? But anyways, this is so important because at the end of the day, you're trying to create attention for yourself. Now, these tips that I gave you above by leveraging AI and collaborating with brand partners and micro influencers and people that you think have their audience, your audience and their reach, right, is important. But at the end of the day, content that's shareable and relatable is going to get you everywhere and be the biggest impact to building your brand. So what do we do to do that? We follow the formula. Hooks, payoff, relatability, repeatability, shareability. Well, so here's a couple of little extra tidbits for you when you're looking at building that content that's going to make all of the difference. So number 1, this formula makes it really simple. You're going to lead them out of pain, show them a result or a solution, and then you're going to do a soft call to action. What do I mean by soft call to action? It might be, hey, if you need help with blank, send me a DM and I'll send you my free tips. Why? Because when you send them your free tips, they're going to be in conversation with you, and it's going to be a lot easier to transition to a sale. There, that's basically makes this training right there worth $50 at least. You just got some great information, but go use that. Go use that and apply that today. Why? Because it's going to generate a sale for you. Once a sale puts money in your bank account. What does that do? It builds confidence for you to go do it again. The goal here is to make the move, to do the thing. Why? Because we do it afraid and we make an impact and then we see the result. Okay, that's why. Okay, so calling out a struggle your audience faces is going to create an impact for them. It's going to be relatable. They're going to see you. They're going to see that you understand their struggle, and they're going to start paying attention to the content that you're delivering. Okay, your solution shows how you, your product, or your service, or your expertise can solve what they're struggling with, okay? And then last, a soft call to action. Now, I'm not saying there's never hard call to actions, because there absolutely is, but on a pretty typical daily basis, a soft call to action will get you everywhere, okay? Ask them to comment, ask them if they want your tips. You'll send them in the DMs, right? Or you can even ask them to tag a person that might enjoy this post. There's all kinds of ways you can do a call to action, okay? But that's so important. So let me just give you a little bit of an example, okay? You are struggling to blank, right? I have a 3-step strategy to solve blank, whatever it is, you fill in the blank. Save this post and comment help below, and I will send you this information. Okay, something simple like that. Of course, I'm just pulling that out of my head. You can craft it any way you want to. I also have a couple more call to actions and the pain, result, call to action strategies. If you want those, say, I want the CTA formula, Crystal, send it to me and I will get that to you. And then let's just kind of recap and go through this one more time. So we're going to use AI to save time and stay consistent, right? But we are not, and I want you guys to raise your right hand and say, I promise, say this in the chat or the comments while we're talking. I promise I will not be cringy with my AI and put up all the things it gives me, right? I will condense it, I will share it down, and I will make sure it's my voice. I will put spaces and bullet points, I will make it tidy, and I will not use 100,000 emojis and quotations and asterisks, okay? Just some things that make it say, I just copied and pasted from AI, okay? Just a little tidbit. Okay, we're gonna start thinking about who we can partner with in our current audience, in our current network that we could potentially get in front of their audience, right? And partner with them, maybe to pay them to do some content for us, to put it out there. Maybe we're going to put our link out there and give them a kickback, something like that, where we're gonna start partnering with people to get into some of their networks, okay? And then number 3, creating content that speaks directly to our audience's struggles, right? We are going to absolutely commit to doing these things. 2025, you guys, is your year to stop guessing and to start growing. Remember, this year, the biggest thing you can focus on is getting attention. And I don't mean negative attention. Like, we're not putting feet pics out there. Remember my story about why Crystal doesn't go barefoot in reels anymore? Yeah, got some creepers looking at my feet because I was barefoot in my house. Okay, we're not talking about that kind of attention. Although, you know, it was a thing. It's a funny story now. We're talking about attention for what you have going on up here. Whether you're educating, whether you're engaging, whether you're empowering, or whether you are absolutely just hilarious and entertaining, okay? I try to be funny. Didn't know I was, it's what hit, so now I'm like, gotta go with it. Sometimes I'm just like, I just want to educate because that's really what I enjoy. But turns out my audience wants me to be funny, so I gotta show up and be funny. But whatever, it's a thing. So anyways, he who just gets the attention this year is going to get the money. Why? Because we take that attention and we can translate it into sales and convert it. So anyways, you guys, I am Crystal Nichols. I am here for the journey. I am here for this. I'm here for your success. My job is to obsess over your success. I'm Crystal Nichols. I'm signing off for today. I have so enjoyed this. Let me know if you're catching this live or catching the replay, and we will see you again next Thursday. Bye, friends.